made my whole world.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Talk podcast. Today, there's an interesting clip that I want to watch with you guys. It's somewhat heartbreaking to listen in. At the same time, I think maybe there is a lot to learn. I would claim that his messaging goes out to men, him being a man, but I truly believe this is something that men could have more an opinion on or some better advice on, but yet, maybe my take from a woman's perspective could also be interesting or helpful. Who knows? It starts off very, how to put it, shocking. I've not seen too many people who take the camera, sit in front of the camera, and just call themselves loser. Don't get me wrong. I think you need to be very bold to do this. And I'm not trying to be funny because his YouTube name is called Short and Bold Dude. I'm really not trying to be funny, but I think you need to be somewhat confident and self-aware enough to do such thing at the same time, right? This could also be a good way for clickbait. We don't know. So let's take a look together and see what we can learn.
So I'm a loser, man. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, man. I'm gonna keep it a stack, bro. Um, I wasn't purposely trying to become a loser or anything along those lines, but I don't know. I kind of saw me going down the least popular path in life. Um, and I don't know. I just didn't steer clear from it, man. I just kept on going. Like I seen I was going the wrong way and just said, "Fuck it, I'm already on this downtrodden path, so I'm gonna continue." Type shit. That's really how it was for me. And I'm a loser, not in the sense that I'm unproductive or don't do anything uh useful in my life. You know, I I still work a full-time job as of right now. Definitely have a pretty good savings. I'm um financially savvy, smart. You know what I'm saying? My finances are in order, shit like that. But I don't really have hobbies, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. Like y'all gonna say I'm crying about my height, but it is what it is, bro. Like this is a common reoccurrence on this channel at this point. So I don't know. I just found out my shit was cooked. I just found out I'm romantically cooked as far as my SMV goes, because
So, a tiny explanation in between for people who do not understand what SMV is. That is or his sexual marketplace value. That is a term that I would say Kevin Samuels used to use a lot to express that, there are different levels in attraction, and some people just have a higher attraction and going to get more interaction from men or women, vice versa, and other people have, yeah, just a lower attraction for different reasons, but SMV basically sexual marketplace value. Okay.
because of immutable characteristics, keyword height. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know, that kind of led me going down the wrong path, man. And it left me feeling like complacent with where I am in life. And don't get me wrong, I'm in a very comfortable spot in life, but it's like I feel like you should never be complacent in life, because once you're complacent, I feel like that's when death comes earlier, shit like that, you know. And I kind of do want to get this simulation over with, but anyway, that's besides the point. I don't know, man. I kind of I feel like I let my younger self down, but not really so much in a sense, because I didn't know that height would be this drastic to overall life quality for men. So it's like, I couldn't foresee what I'm experiencing now as a child. But I don't know. Like I said, I really don't have a social life. I don't have friends or anything like that, and I'm not complaining about it. I'm not I'm not on that type of time with it. I actually don't mind it. I'm fine with it. It's called.
Okay. There's a lot to digest, and definitely from the way he speaks, the way he presents himself, the way he's rationalizing things, I will agree that this is a very well educated, is a smart person right here, okay? And the reason why I say that is he knows the issues that he's dealing with. He knows the situations that are bothering him, but at the same time, he's pushing away from it. Now, some people might give him the advice to say, hey, go seek therapy. Not because you're crazy in your mind, but maybe because you truly need someone to talk to and to accept the things that are going wrong, that you're unhappy with, to actually find clarity and a way to deal with it. To me, it's interesting, and everyone does that. I do that myself. When there's something in your life that is painful, you're not happy with, and you're so quick to just say, you know what, I don't even care, right? It's not that big of a deal. You're pushing away the truth. And it's okay to say, look, I'm unhappy about the fact that I don't have a social life. I'm unhappy about the fact that I'm missing good friends around me. Admit to it, accept it, and that's going to give you clarity to actually find ways to focus on creating that social life that you want. But the moment you're trying to push away from it because you're so smart, you know better, you're like, I'm not going to tell myself that's going to bother me. I believe that's going to put you even more into a darker spot. Okay. Now, this person here, this young man, I don't know his name, he says he's financially well, right? He has a job, he's saving his money, which that is a good thing. Think about it. He may not be the cool guy in high school, the most popular, as he said, but do you guys know the effect, the unfortunate effect that the so called cool guys, the most popular ones, yes, everyone loves them in high school, but they only rely on their looks and their popularity. They do not do anything in terms of focusing on their future, especially financially creating security for themselves. And yeah, the cool guys easily end up to become the actual loser. No one wants to be with a man who's cool but cannot take care of himself. So I think maybe he hasn't heard that enough. I'm going to tell you, you're doing well. You don't have to be the cool guy in high school. You can still create that life for yourself. And how many people today, whatever age group, are struggling financially? And that's a big part of life. And you figure that out for yourself. So think about how cool that actually is, that you have security, you're smart enough, you have a safe job, and you have a comfortable life. So please, 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 if this message reaches you, take that in and tell yourself you are doing well. The other thing that I need to say, look at him. You're healthy. You have another chance every day. You're not struggling with any severe illness. You can walk, you can see. All these things are taken for granted, but you're blessed with that. Maybe no one has told you that, but I'm going to tell you, you're doing perfectly fine, okay? Having a hobby, well, if you're sitting there and you recognize, oh, wow, damn, I don't have any hobbies, it's time for you to start looking for things that you enjoy. And I already scrolled down this comment of his video, not too far, but one person already is saying, making videos, where is it? Your hobby is now making videos, right? And that is a good thing to point out. If you enjoy making videos, ta-da, that can be your hobby. You can create your hobby. You don't need to sit there and say, oh, I don't have a hobby just because I'm not interested in the large majority of things that people call out to be a hobby. No, your hobby are those things that you enjoy doing, that gives you a good feeling, that you're good at what you're doing. And even if you're not the best at it, it's fun for you to keep going on, to create and to become better. So who knows? Making videos can be a hobby. The editing part of it, becoming more crafty in this space, can be a hobby. And you know what? No one can take that away from you. You are free to try different things. Let it be sports, let it be entertainment, let it be knowledge. There are people who enjoy knowledge, right? That can make that your hobby. Find something that you like, tell people about it. That can be your hobby. I'll tell you, one of my hobbies is knitting. It's so boring to many people, but I enjoy it. No one's going to take that away from me. So my message to him is, instead of sitting there and telling yourself, I don't have a hobby, recognize that you have the choice and the time to find a hobby. Whatever it is that gives you joy, that can be a hobby. Let it be cooking. Going for a walk can be your hobby. If you enjoy it and you want to do it consistently, there you go. You have a hobby. One last thing before I click on the play button, this topic of height, okay? Well, that is something you cannot change. Of course, okay, today you can go to a clinic, you can let them break your legs, put some metals and screws into your legs, and hopefully, without any infection, you're gonna get taller. But I would not recommend that. It's risky, and the question is, who are you doing that for, right? Think about it. If that's gonna make you feel better, there are people shorter than you. What are they gonna do? Not live their life? Not be happy? Not experience life? Not travel? Sit at home all the time? You cannot change your height. It would be different if you're completely, morbidly obese and you're sitting there and we're like, well, do something, go to the gym, change your diet. But you cannot kill yourself because you're taller, you're shorter. I'm going to be so serious. It shouldn't matter. And if the women around you, and I know for a fact that many women think like this. It's to some degrees somewhat, instinctive, but I think many of us are pushing this too far when it comes to height. Everyone wants someone who's basketball height, right? Or even taller. Do you want to date a tower? Like, what is going on with you? Relax. If those are the people around you, friends, women that you're interested in, and they will downgrade you for your height, well, they're not for you. They're not for you, right? What are you gonna do? Break your legs? Install metals to get taller? Risk your life for them? Doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. You can be short, okay, and highly confident. If you know who you are and you believe in yourself and you work on yourself mentally, the way you perceive yourself, believe it or not, you are the tallest person in the room. There are many men who are short, but they come into the room with a confidence that covers all the tall men because they have understand who they are. They know the qualities that they bring in. And also, I'm sorry to say I'm not trying to push this in terms of, yeah, you should be bragging with your finance, but come on, you've been doing so well for yourself, working to be the person you are, taking care of yourself, taking care most likely of your family members. And now you're going to let some woman talk down on you because you're not tall enough? Your bank account is tall, okay? Now you need to get your mental state tall, your emotions towards yourself tall, and you can work on that. My message to you is stop sitting there and looking for an issue that you cannot change, but find a way to embrace it and grow out of that, right? Because your height is your height. There's a reason why God made you the way you are, not for you to be punching down on yourself, but to find grace and growth in it. Start mentally. Start working on yourself. The way you perceive yourself as a human speaks so much louder. If you walk into a room and you know that you are the man, people are going to see it, short or tall. There are tall men who no one looks at them because they come into a room very shy, unconfident, no self-awareness. What is the height going to do for them if you don't know who you are? Does that make sense? I hope I'm making sense.
Being self-actualized, self-realized, and understanding and accepting who you are as a person. And I kind of came to this realization a couple years back that I might be a loser, man, because why don't I have friends, bro?
And that's another thing. I might be a loser. Well, if you keep telling yourself that you're a loser, your brain is going to believe that you're a loser. Your mental state is going to take that in, and you're going to start perceiving yourself as a loser. All the good things that you have been through, that you have created for yourselves, are going to be pushed to the side because over and over and over again, you've been telling yourself, I'm a loser. Now, when you meet people, believe it or not, you are sharing that energy. You don't even need to tell them, but because you have taken it in, you see yourself as a loser, other people are going to start seeing you as a loser. So please don't do that to yourself, man or woman, right? Recognize your mistakes or the places that you're lacking. Fine, that's a way to grow, but keep calling yourself a loser is really not going to do it. And I don't think people who are really, really in a bad situation are going to be listening to this and they're going to be shaking their heads. I believe there are many people right now who would watch this video and wish to be you. They would wish to have a car. They would wish to be confident in terms of how you speak. Okay. They would wish to be educated. They would wish to have the financial background that you have. They would wish to have a job, right? Someone right now is watching you and thinking, what? This is the coolest person I've ever seen. Why are you calling yourself a loser? Someone else is judging and doubting themselves right now just because they don't have a job. Someone is looking at you right now thinking, you have it all. I want to be like you. But yet you don't recognize that and you keep calling yourself a loser. Please stop.
Why don't I have friends? Why don't I have a social life? Why don't I have hobbies outside of making money? Really, my only hobby is fucking doing crypto, which is, of course, I got into crypto to make money. Like, I got into crypto uh, back when I was in college, before this bull run even started type shit, years back. You know what I'm saying? I was writing 8-page papers on crypto, just hoping to make it. And then eventually I would make it, which is crazy to me. It's truly a blessing. But, you know,
Amen. Happy for you. Learn to keep that information to yourself. Okay? Learn to keep this crypto information, the big money information, learn to keep that to yourself because at this point, this video is going to reach a lot of people sooner or later. And you do not, especially when it comes to women, you do not want to attract women into your life just because they think there's something to gain out of you, right? And life is difficult. You're always going to meet women. Even the nicest woman is going to have expectations financially. That is just the truth. People don't want to hear it, but that is just the truth. But I'm telling you, keep that crypto information, keep the bank account information to yourself. People should learn to love you because of you. They should want to be with you because of you and not because you're so good with your crypto money. Does that make sense?
you know. Um, I forgot what this whole video was about for real. I ain't gonna lie to y'all niggas, man. Still feeling a little under the weather, so that's affecting my voice. Hope y'all don't mind. But anyway, in regards to what I was talking about, I don't really have a social life. Yeah, I don't. I'm saying I never felt it imperative, especially as an adult. Like maybe when you're younger, you kind of want a social life and you kind of want to connect with different souls in this universe. But for me, it's just whatever, bro. I mean, it ain't shit. I'm not fully opposed to having friends.
And that's the part that I don't believe. That is the him being so smart, rationalizing everything and pushing the emotions away. Okay? Let me tell you guys, there are moments in life, there are times in life, like me personally right now, I have chosen to distance myself from certain people. Okay? It doesn't mean I'm completely taking myself away from having a social life. There are some times in life where you look around and you reflect and you realize, oh, maybe that person is not really on my path, or maybe that person is not good for me. Maybe those characteristics, make sense. Distance yourself. But the fact that you have zero social life, it's itching on you or at you, or how you say it, you're bothered by it. It's not nice. You're obviously unhappy about it. And to keep telling yourself, well, I just don't care. It's whatever. It's not going to help you. We are human beings and we are social people, okay? Having a social life is not always, oh, I need to have the most amount of friends around me. I need to be the most popular. Let me tell you what having a social life does to us. We as human beings, we need it to be there for others. Now, if you're not a psychopath or sociopath, that's different. But I would claim that everyone needs someone else that they can care for, large or small. And that is what you're lacking. I don't even know if it's, oh, I need to be the coolest guy in the group and I need to have a bunch of friends. But what is missing is there's something within him that is good and great and has so much love to give. And you need to share that with someone. You need to sometimes pick up the phone and be like, yo, are you good? Are you okay? And you can find that social life. But by telling yourself, you know what? It's actually bothering me. I don't have a social life, but it's whatever. I never cared. I don't care. That is just you lying to yourself. It doesn't help.
or bonding with other people. But it's just I don't really care for it. Like a give or take, and I'm
You see it again? If you wouldn't care, you wouldn't be sitting there saying it. If we don't care about things, it just doesn't even come to mind. But there's something within you that is seeking closeness, that is seeking to share quality times with other people. And it's okay to want that. What is not okay is to keep telling your brain, it doesn't matter to me, while your heart is screaming, I want this so bad.
I'm likely gonna I'm gonna leave that on the table. I don't really care for relationships or friendships like that. I mean relationships, as in platonically speaking. You know what I mean, like I'm definitely down to meet new women, have sex with them, and see where it goes from there. But I mean, as far as same sex platonic relationships, I don't really give a fuck, bro.
Hmm. Let's listen again.
As in platonically speaking. You know what I mean? Like I'm definitely down to meet new women, have sex with them, and
So he does not care for platonic relationships, friendships with other men, but yet he thinks he's a loser. He's been a loser, the one who has no social life, right? He's not the cool guy in the group. Well, I think it could be helpful for you to have at least one buddy, right? Doesn't have to be always seeing each other every day, but mentally, it could help you. It could help to have someone to share the same ideas with. It could help to have someone to share the same interests with, even if it's not 100% the same. That can also be helpful to have a male figure in your life that has a different perspective and could lead you in a different way, show you different things. Even, I would claim, it could be healthy to some degree to have a buddy that you can be slightly competitive with in a healthy way. You know, when you're playing games, one is going to win today, the other one is going to try better and win tomorrow. In sports, you're pushing, competitive is not always a negative thing, like I'm going to beat you down. No, it's it can be positive, it can be highly motivating. So I think that could be something really, really helpful for you. And especially when you're going out, right? Could also help. No one wants to necessarily talk to the random guy who's just standing at the bar alone or in the club alone. It's nice to have a friend who can draw in, you guys can draw in the people and have social interactions, right? It makes you more friendly than, standing there and people be like, oh my God, Jeffrey Dahmer.
see where it goes from there. But I mean, as far as same sex platonic relationships, I don't go relationship. I'm gonna leave that on the table. I don't really care for relationships or friendships like that. Pose that it's just whatever.
You guys remember I like to analyze body language. I'm not the best at it, and I know for a fact that you can analyze someone's body language and it has nothing to say, but just follow me.
Bro. I mean, it ain't shit. I'm not fully opposed to having friends or bonding with other people, but it's just I don't really care for it. Like a give or take, and I'm likely gonna I'm gonna
I would claim he's trying to fake it so hard. He cares. Looking up, looking to the side. I don't really care. Say that boldly. Say it straight in front of the camera. But you can't because your heart is saying something else, right?
leave that on the table. I don't really care for relationships or friendships like that. I mean relationships, as in platonically speaking. You know what I mean, like I'm definitely down to meet new women, have sex with them, and see where it goes from there. But I mean,
I don't know about you all, but I think that is the part that many people are going to focus on and find slightly maybe weird, maybe odd, maybe even some are going to think, yeah, I get it, it's okay. I'm not saying it's not okay to have the desire to want to meet different women and be physical with them. If that's what you guys want to do, fine. And it's definitely perfectly normal. But imagine putting this out on the internet First, you start with, I'm such a loser, right? I'm such a loser. I'm not the cool guy. I don't have anything going on for myself except from working. I don't want to have friends. I don't want to have a social life. I do want to have a social life, but I don't really care. But I want to have a woman that I can have sexual interactions with. Many women are going to hear that and think to themselves, no, no, not really. Something's odd. Something's weird. So that's what I'm going to say. The way you choose to present yourself on the internet and this video, if you, even if you wanted to take it down, it's still going to exist. This is not helping you. It's not. No woman is going to listen to this, the way the clip started, how it's going. And then when it leads to this point, right? You don't even like yourself as much, but now you just want to meet women and have sex with them. That's perfectly fine to you. I'm claiming not many women are going to say, yes, we're down, because it just comes off very odd. You're not willing to invest in a platonic friendship, create fun times with a buddy, but now you want some woman to just give you her body. It's not gonna work.
And as far as same sex platonic relationships, I don't really give a fuck, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. I think another reason why I was led down this path is lack of female companionship throughout life. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not absolutely, you know what I'm saying, never had nobody in life, but you know, like I said, I've gone like 8, 9, 10 year droughts with no contact from women.
Wow. He's not saying physical content, like no content at all. No speaking to women for 10 years. That's a lot. And I would claim, if you had friends around you, a buddy, you know, same sex friendship, platonic, as he said, you would have been in some kind of setting interacting with other women. Your bro would have pointed out certain things about you that would have helped you over time to get there, to build that confidence and self awareness, why it's been hard for you to meet women, to talk to women. I truly believe that if you're not only seeking to speak to top models, right, who may not have the time and day for you, there should not be any reason why you're not interacting with women, because there are different kinds of women, different styles, different, just so many women around. And I believe that someone would have loved to talk to you. Someone would have loved to spend time with you, but there's something lacking. There's some kind of self awareness issue, and you never had a friend, unfortunately, to point that out to you. I'm telling you, I've seen in men's friendship how they support each other, how they can be brutally honest to each other, but not because of despise or hate, but because they really care for themselves, like for the friendship, and they want their friend to be better. Let me give you a quick example. You'd see men's groups are very, very different than women's group. Women's groups of friendships, they tend to be the same kind of women, the same kind of look, same kind of interest, same characteristics, and then they're friends. In men groups, you can find one who's interested into gaming, one who's a sportsman, one who's has nothing to do with that. He's a nerd, like, and they will find each other without trying to change the other person. And this different interactions, they are all benefiting from. One is super fit, while the other one is maybe a bit sluggish. One is obese. You don't know. But the thing is, within men's friendship, they will point out the situations where one is lacking, build them up, and say, you know what, buddy, I will help you. Let's take the gym situation. Men will point it out and say to their friend, bro, you fat. You need to work on that. And they will draw you into the gym and work together with you. It might be tough language, but it's all love. While in women's friendships, we do not tend to be as honest and direct to each other, right? That's why you'd find the hot girls group. There's this one bigger girl who's not always around. Yeah, yeah, today we're going to take her with us. Come on, just, kind of out of pity. Men don't do that. So I'm thinking if you would have had the interest to invest and look for men friendship, which you're pretending not to care for, that would have helped you in so many ways to point out where you're lacking and also to help you build up. I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong.
not on that level. So like I know what it's like to not have hoes. I know what it's like to be womanless. And as a heterosexual man, it kind of eats away at you, especially in your younger ages. But eventually you kind of come to terms with what your life is and how it is and why it is. That's the key word there.